Basic principles of the Constitution: popular sovereignty, limited government, separation of powers, checks and balances, judicial review, and federalism. Basic principles of the Constitution: popular sovereignty, limited government, separation of powers, checks and balances, judicial review, and federalism. Rule of law, also referred to as limited government, and its officers are always subject to and never above the law. Constitutionalism. Government must be conducted according to the constitutional principles. Federalist 47. The accumulation of all executive, legislative, and judicial powers in one or few hands may be pronounced as tyranny. Organization of the Constitution: individual rights, rights against abuse of government, rights of the accused, and other. Individual freedoms, rights against abuse of government, rights of the accused, other. Marbury v. Madison. U.S. Supreme Court case that established the principle of judicial review, meaning American courts have the power to strike down laws, statutes, and some government actions that they find to violate the Constitution. Formal amendment process. Proposed a 2/3 vote in each House of Congress, and then to ratify you need a 3/4 vote in state legislators. Ratification means to pass or amend a law. Bill of Rights, first 10 amendments of the Constitution. Basic legislation. Congress has been a major agent of constitutional change in two major ways. Passed a number of laws to clarify the Constitution's brief provisions, added details to the Constitution to make it more clear. Executive action. The manner in which various presidents use their power has also contributed to the growth of the Constitution. An executive agreement, a pact made by the president directly with the head of a foreign state. A treaty, a formal agreement between two or more sovereign states. Party practices. Most framers were opposed to political parties. They feared it would create a divisive environment in the government. The Electoral College is the body that makes up the formal section of the nation's president. Court's decision. The Supreme Court interprets and applies the Constitution in cases they are given. A custom is a rule that is not sanctioned by the norms of state law but has been applied for a long time by the agencies of state power and administration. Executive agreement, a pact made by the president directly with the head of a foreign state. The Electoral College is the body that makes up the formal section of the nation's president. The cabinet is the advisory body to the president. Senatorial courtesy, a custom whereby presidential appointments are confirmed only if there is no objection to them by the senators from the appointee state, especially from the senior state of the president's party that from the state. Federalism is a division of power among central government and several regional governments. Division of power: legislative, executive, judicial powers are distributed among three distinct and independent branches of the government. The delegated powers are express powers. The delegated powers are the powers given to the government. Expressed powers are powers that are said expressively. Implied powers are powers that are not expressly stated but implied. Inherent powers are powers that belong to the national government because it is the national government of a sovereign state in a world community. Reserved powers are powers that the Constitution does not grant to the national government yet does not deny to the states. Exclusive powers are powers only exercised by the government. Concurrent powers are powers for both the states and the national government. Supremacy clause is saying that the supreme law of the land is the Constitution. McCulloch versus Maryland said that it defined the scope of the U.S. Congress's legislative power and how it relates to the powers of American state legislatures. The Enabling Act is an act directing the people of the territory to frame the proposed state constitution. The Act of Admission is the act of creating a new state. Grants in aid program are grants of federal money or other resources given. A categorical grant is a specific grant with a purpose, a defined purpose. A block grant is a broadly defined purposes. Think of healthcare or social welfare. A project grant is grants given to states, localities, or private agencies that apply for them. The obligation of the national government is to have a representative government. Invasion and internal disorder and respect for national integrity. The Northwest Territory anticipated the creation of new states in Northwest Territory and said that all new established states were to be on an equal footing as already existing states. Cooperative federalism, when federal and state governments work together on issues. A Lulu payment is federal money given to a local government. An interstate compact is agreements among themselves with foreign states. Extradition is a legal process by which a fugitive from justice in one state can be returned to that state. Privileges and Immunities Clause says that no state can draw unreasonable distinctions between its own residents and those persons who happen to live in another state. Williams versus North Carolina is a man and a woman went to Nevada to divorce their previous suitors so they themselves could get married. Kentucky and Denison, the Supreme Court held the Constitution did not give a federal government or any power with which to compel a government to act in an extradition case. Puerto Rico versus Branstad, a unanimous court held that the federal courts can indeed order an unwilling government to extradite a fugitive. Basic legislation means to pass a number of laws and add details to the Constitution to make it more clear. Executive action is the manner in which various presidents use their power, has also contributed to the growth of the Constitution, meaning executive agreements and treaties. That's it.